One day, without warning, life will take something from you. It may be a relationship you believed would last forever, a dream you spent years building, the respect of people you trusted, or simply the version of yourself you thought could never be broken. And in that moment, you will discover a painful truth. The world was never designed to protect your expectations. It keeps moving, indifferent to your plans, your fears, and your desires. Most people spend their lives trying to change the world so they can finally find peace. The Stoics chose a different path. They transformed themselves instead. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Mind Awakening channel. In this video, you'll discover the timeless Stoic principles that have helped people remain calm through betrayal, resilient through failure, and unshaken in the face of uncertainty. These are not empty motivational quotes. They are practical truths that can strengthen your character when life refuses to go your way. Because the day you stop expecting life to be easier is the day you finally become strong enough to face it. Now, let's get started. Part 1. The first truth. Life owes you nothing. There is a sentence that most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid, not because it is cruel, but because accepting it changes everything. Here it is. Life owes you nothing. Not fairness, not certainty, not comfort, not even tomorrow. The moment you truly understand this, something unexpected begins to happen. You stop feeling personally betrayed every time life refuses to follow your plans. When I was younger, I believed that if I worked hard enough, treated people well, and stayed honest, life would eventually reward me in equal measure. It sounded reasonable, almost comforting. But reality had different lessons to teach. I watched kind people lose everything. I watched dishonest people succeed. I watched years of effort disappear because of circumstances no one could control. At first, I called it unfair. Then, I called it bad luck. Eventually, I realized something far more important. The pain was not coming only from what happened. It was coming from my belief that life was supposed to be different. This is where Stoic philosophy quietly separates itself from wishful thinking. The Stoics never promised that the world would become just because you behaved with integrity. Instead, they asked a more powerful question. If life never guarantees fairness, who do I choose to become anyway? That question transforms the way you suffer. Because once you stop expecting the world to arrange itself according to your wishes, disappointment loses much of its power. Think about how often anger begins with the sentence, "This shouldn't have happened." But according to whom? Nature makes no such promise. People make no such promise. Time certainly makes no such promise. It is our expectations that quietly create many of the battles inside our minds. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that every new day would bring difficult people, unexpected obstacles, misunderstandings, and moments of discomfort. Not because he was pessimistic, because he preferred preparation over surprise. He knew that an expected storm shakes you far less than one you believed could never arrive. That single habit changes everything. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin asking, "Now that it has happened, what is the wisest response?" Can you feel the difference? One question traps you inside resistance. The other moves you toward action. Life doesn't become easier the moment you accept that it owes you nothing, but you become far more difficult to break. Because your peace no longer depends on life behaving according to your expectations. It depends on the strength of your own character. And that is the first truth the world will teach you, whether you are ready to learn it or not. Part 2, the second truth: you cannot control another person's choices. There is a lesson that life will repeat until you finally accept it. No matter how deeply you love someone, no matter how loyal you are, no matter how much you sacrifice, you cannot control another person's choices. You cannot make someone value what they are not ready to value. You cannot force honesty into someone who is committed to deception. You cannot make another human being become who you wish they would be. And yet, this is exactly where countless people spend the best years of their lives, waiting, convincing, explaining, hoping that one more conversation, one more sacrifice, or one more chance will finally change another person's heart. I know this because I once lived that way. I believed that if I cared enough, people would eventually understand. If I remained patient long enough, they would eventually appreciate my loyalty. If I gave enough of myself, they would one day choose to give the same in return. Sometimes they did. Many times they didn't. It took me years to realize that I was fighting a battle no one can ever win. I was trying to govern another person's character. The Stoics would have called this a profound misunderstanding of where our power truly ends. Epictetus reminded us that some things are within our control, while many others are not. Our judgments, intentions, and actions belong to us. Another person's thoughts, decisions, and values do not. The moment we confuse those two worlds, suffering quietly enters our lives. Think about how much emotional energy is spent every day trying to rewrite someone else's story. We replay conversations, searching for the perfect words. We imagine different outcomes. We wonder what we could have done differently, as if there was some hidden sentence capable of transforming another human being overnight. But people do not change because we desperately want them to. They change when they are willing to confront themselves, and no amount of love can do that work for them. This truth may sound painful. In reality, it is liberating. Because once you stop trying to control another person's choices, you recover something far more valuable: your own peace. You stop measuring your worth by someone else's response. You stop interpreting rejection as proof that you are unworthy. You stop carrying responsibilities that never belong to you. Instead, your focus quietly returns to the only life you can truly shape, your own. Marcus Aurelius often reflected that every person acts according to what appears right to them in that moment, even when they are mistaken. That insight does not excuse harmful behavior. Before we move on to the next Stoic truth, I want to ask you something. Think of the one burden you've been carrying for far too long. Is it really yours to carry? Or have you been trying to control something that was never within your power? Take a moment to be honest with yourself. If today's message speaks to your heart, leave a comment with the words, "I choose peace over control." Sometimes, one simple sentence can become a quiet reminder every time you read it again. And if you're searching for timeless wisdom that helps you navigate life's challenges with greater clarity, resilience, and inner peace, consider subscribing to the channel. Every video is created to help you strengthen your mind, refine your character, and face life with the calm confidence of Stoic philosophy. Now, let's continue. Because the next truth may be the one that finally changes the way you see every hardship life places before you. Part 3, the third truth: suffering grows when you resist reality. There's a strange habit that almost every human being shares. When life refuses to unfold according to our plans, our first instinct is not acceptance. It is resistance. We argue with reality. We replay the past. We imagine different endings. We ask questions that have no answers. Why me? Why now? What if I had made a different choice? At first, those questions seem harmless, but if you listen carefully, they all have one thing in common. They are trying to negotiate with something that has already happened, and reality never negotiates. For years, I believed my greatest enemy was pain. I did everything I could to avoid it. I distracted myself. I blamed other people. I searched endlessly for someone or something to make the discomfort disappear. But the harder I fought against what had already happened, the more exhausted I became. Then one day, I came across a simple Stoic idea that completely changed the way I viewed suffering. The obstacle itself is rarely the greatest burden. Our refusal to accept that the obstacle exists often becomes the heavier weight. Think about a storm. No amount of anger will stop the rain. No amount of fear will calm the wind. Yet many of us spend years standing in the middle of life's storms, shouting at the sky, demanding that reality become different before we allow ourselves to find peace. How much life is lost that way? How many years disappear while waiting for the past to change? The Stoics understood something that most people spend a lifetime resisting. Acceptance is not surrender, it is clarity. It is the moment you stop wasting your strength fighting facts and begin using that strength to shape your response. Marcus Aurelius never told himself that hardship was pleasant. He simply refused to let hardship become an excuse for abandoning reason. That is an important difference. Acceptance does not mean you approve of betrayal. It does not mean you enjoy failure. It does not mean you stop grieving when you lose someone you love. It means you stop demanding that reality become something it is not. Because only then can you ask the question that truly matters. Given that this is now my reality, what is the most honorable thing I can do next? That question has rebuilt more lives than blame ever has. I have seen people spend decades imprisoned by a single sentence. This should never have happened. Perhaps they were right. Perhaps it should not have happened. But life does not rewrite itself because we believe it was unfair. The clock keeps moving. The seasons continue changing. And every day we spend arguing with yesterday is a day we no longer have to build tomorrow. The strongest people I have ever met were not those who suffered the least. They were the ones who stopped resisting what they could not change. Part 4. The Fourth Truth. Every hardship is training your character. There is one question that quietly separates those who grow from those who remain trapped. It is not, "Why did this happen?" Nor is it, "Who is to blame?" The question is far simpler. Who is this difficulty asking me to become? Most people see hardship as an interruption. The Stoics saw it as instruction. Every setback carries two possibilities. It can make you bitter, or it can make you wiser. The event itself cannot decide. Only your response can. When a tree grows on an open plain, sheltered from every storm, its roots remain shallow. But a tree that survives years of relentless wind sends its roots deeper into the earth. The very force that seemed determined to destroy it becomes the reason it stands stronger than the rest. Human character is much the same. The world will test your patience before it rewards your discipline. It will challenge your integrity before it trusts your leadership. It will expose your weaknesses long before it reveals your strengths. Many people see these moments as evidence that life is against them, but perhaps life is simply revealing the parts of them that still need to grow. I remember a season when everything seemed to collapse at once. Plans failed, people left, opportunities disappeared. At the time, I believed life was taking everything away from me. Years later, I realized it had also been removing the illusions I depended upon. It taught me to stop building my confidence on praise. It taught me to stop measuring my worth through success alone. It taught me that character is tested most honestly when no one is watching. The Stoics never searched for an easy life. They searched for a resilient mind. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that every obstacle could become material for virtue. An insult became an opportunity to practice patience. A failure became an opportunity to practice humility. Uncertainty became an opportunity to practice courage. Notice what changed. The obstacle remained exactly the same, only its purpose was transformed. But because they refused to let pain become meaningless. So the next time life places another burden before you, pause before asking, why is this happening? Ask instead, what quality is this moment inviting me to strengthen? Perhaps it is patience, perhaps courage, perhaps humility, perhaps self-control. Whatever the answer may be, remember this: life is not only testing what you know, it is quietly revealing who you are becoming. And every challenge you face today may be preparing you for a responsibility you cannot yet see. That is why the Stoics did not fear adversity. They understood that the greatest victories are rarely won in moments of comfort. They are earned one difficult day, one disciplined choice, one unwavering act of character at a time. Part 5. The fifth truth. Your character is the only thing the world cannot take away. If you remember only one lesson from everything we have explored today, let it be this: the world can take almost everything from you. It can take your money, your reputation, your health, your relationships, your plans, even the future you spent years imagining. History has shown this again and again. Empires have fallen. Fortunes have vanished overnight. People once celebrated have later been forgotten. Nothing outside of you is guaranteed to remain. And that realization frightens most people because they spend their entire lives building an identity upon things they were never meant to own forever. But the Stoics discovered a different foundation, one that no storm, no betrayal, and no loss could truly destroy. Your character. Not the version of yourself people applaud, not the image you present to the world, but the person you choose to be when no one is watching. I did not understand this when I was younger. Like many people, I believed strength meant collecting achievements. The more success I gained, the more secure I thought I would become. But every achievement brought a new fear. The fear of losing it. Every compliment created anxiety. Every success became something I felt responsible for protecting. I was not enjoying my life, I was guarding it. Then I realized something that completely changed my perspective. Anything that can be taken from you cannot be the foundation of your peace. Read that again. Anything that can be taken from you cannot be the foundation of your peace. The Stoics return to this truth again and again. You cannot always protect your possessions. You cannot always protect your reputation. You cannot always protect the opinions others have of you, but you can protect your integrity. You can protect your honesty. You can protect your courage. You can protect your discipline. No one can force you to become dishonest. No one can force you to abandon your principles. Those choices remain yours, even in the darkest circumstances. That is why the Stoics admired character more than comfort, because comfort depends on circumstances. Character depends on decisions. Think about the people you respect the most. Is it because their lives were easy? Or is it because they remained honorable when life became difficult? The answer reveals something profound. We do not admire people for avoiding hardship. We admire them for the way they carry it. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet he reminded himself daily that titles, wealth, and praise were temporary. What mattered was whether he acted with justice, wisdom, courage, and self-discipline. Conclusion. The world will never stop testing you. There will always be unexpected losses, difficult people, broken plans, and moments that challenge everything you believe. But the Stoics remind us of a timeless truth. While you cannot control every event, you can always choose the character you bring to it. And that choice is where true strength begins. So as you move forward, don't ask life to become easier. Instead, ask yourself each day, what kind of person will I choose to be, no matter what happens? Practice these 5 Stoic truths in the small moments of everyday life, when you're criticized, disappointed, tempted to react in anger, or faced with uncertainty. Those ordinary moments are where extraordinary character is quietly built. If this video inspired you to see life's challenges through a new lens, I invite you to subscribe and become part of this growing community. Your support encourages me to continue creating thoughtful videos on Stoicism, timeless wisdom, and personal growth. Together, let's build calmer minds, stronger character, and lives guided not by fear or circumstance, but by wisdom. Thank you for taking the time to watch until the end of the video. See you in the next videos.